Hello there guys, and welcome to Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombie Survival Guide. I figured I'd make this video to cover some of the other points that you can get on with this game, just to help you out with those early phases, or if there's a particular wave you're stuck on and you're looking for a good way to get past it. These are some good tips and tricks to follow in the early stages to give you an edge. The first of which is the Fumigator. So it can spawn on this wall right here, it can spawn on top of this box, or in some cases on the back of that truck right there. It's very useful because it's used for when the pods spawn. These pods right here, okay? Very, very useful little things. Those pods are what are going to get us a wonder weapon. And, oh, what's a wonder weapon, I find you asking? A wonder weapon is a lovely little item that you can use to give you an edge on those much later waves where you're literally swarmed by zombies. Once you've made this wonder weapon, what it will do for you is it will spawn a black hole which will suck in nearby zombies and murder them for you, ever so nicely. So it's a nice one to have for clearing those large waves at the end, okay? So we're going to be doing that, but the pods also serve another purpose. The pods in their normal form, which is the green colour, will, if you activate them, they will only drop stuff like either a grenade or a zombie will appear or a weird little bug thing for you to kill will appear. So they're not really that useful. There is a very, very, very small, a very, very, very small chance they will spawn a weapon, but it's very unlikely. So I wouldn't bank on it. What you're better off doing is leaving them alone. Don't harvest them. If you don't harvest them, after a couple of waves, they will increase in level and become red. Once they are red, they will start to provide different options for you. So when you harvest them, there is a chance of you getting some of the mid-level weapons in the game, so they can give you a little bit of an edge there, because it doesn't cost you anything to activate them, so it's technically a free chance at a free weapon, so you can't really argue with that logic. But what it also does, which a lot of people don't really realise, is it increases your chance to get those lovely little power-ups that you want. But then you will need to resist that urge, you need to fight that urge to get that cheap and easy power-up. And the reason for that is you want it to go purple, which is the next stage after that. Once it goes purple, it will give you the chance of getting the Nether Tentacle, I think it's called, which is one of the 3 pieces required to make the Apothecan's Servant, the ultimate gun I was just talking about. But it also gives you the chance of getting things like the, what's it called, the max ammo or the fire sale. Fire sale's a good one if you need new weapons, because it makes all the mystery boxes cost only 10. So that's a good one to help, but it also gives you other like higher end weapons or some of the hard hitters that you're going to need much later in the game. So it's worth taking the time to let those puppies grow up. But now I'm going to show you the best way to use the beast in the early game. So we need to break this to get our free power up, shock that to activate our quick revive. Obviously we're going to need our summoning call if we were doing the Pack-a-Punch, which I'm not going to for this tutorial. I'm just going to show you the basics here. So we'll shock that to activate our stamin-up. Okay, that's all we're going to need to do with the beast for this area. It's relatively basic, we don't need to worry about that. But we're now in a position to start moving forward. So I'm going to grab a quick revive. And the reason for that is in single player, which I'm in now, quick revive will actually allow you to get back up when you get knocked down. Whereas if I were just doing the single player without that perk, I would get knocked on my ass and that would be it.
Is there a notebook to go with this?
If you get knocked on your ass, that's it. What I'm also going to do, I'm going to grab a shotgun, because we're going to need that for the next few phases to get the money that we need. But whilst we've got this area relatively clear, there's another little thing that you might not be aware of. These little broken bowls. That's a speed cola bottle, you can tell because it's green. That being by this gateway means that through there will be where you find the speed cola. The speed cola is nice and useful because it increases your reload speed, so when you're surrounded by zombies, you don't want to be spending 20 minutes reloading your bloody gun. But one thing a lot of people don't realise is that the main 3, the speed cola, the juggernog, and the mule kick, can switch locations, i.e. depending on your depending on your game, they can appear in one of 3 spots. So looking at those bottles will instantly tell you which ones are where, so you know which route you want to open up first if there's a specific cola you'd like to get. So if we look at this one is red. Red means Juggernog, so Juggernog is going to be in the Footlight District. So it gives us an immediate edge so we can prioritise which areas we'd like to open and which routes we'd like to take. And just to show you the other one, so you see it, it's a yellow colour, and that is for the double tap. So that should help you out. But again, always rebuild your barriers. Barriers are useful. That extra 10 credits can be the difference between you being able to open a gateway and get away from a mob, or you getting murderized. And nobody wants to be murderized. Also within this area, you've got spawn locations for the fumigator again, like here. Sometimes it appears over on this desk, or that one. Sometimes it can even appear around the other side on a chair in that little alleyway over there. So it's just a case of keeping your eyes open, but there are multiple fumigators to be found, so it gives you a lot more freedom for getting multiple people to fumigate the way ahead. So let's go through and we'll show you the very, very first area. Best way to use the beast, and we'll get our very first shield piece and fuse piece. So we're going to activate the beast. Right click so we can get up there. And then we're going to shock this little pad to open the way up by foot for when we turn back human. We're going to pop into this little room and shock that so we get our speed cola. But that's all we really need in this room, so we can have a little quick look around while in beast mode, because there's something very specific that we are looking for. And that would be our first piece of the shield. Because the way the shield pieces work in this game is they always tend to spawn around the different drink machines. Again, just so you know, here is another location for a fumigator spawn, just so you're aware of it. So now we're in this room, we're going to want to have a little scoot around the edge, have a little look along the floor, so we can see if the piece is in here. Because they always spawn around a rough local area near to the little drinks machines. So you've got to keep your eye out. So we've got more pods in the area as well. Unfortunately, with the way the shield pieces work, it is kind of a little bit of trial and error as to which locations they spawn, but it does help you narrow it down quite nicely. But we're going to end this wave so we can get a few more points, so we can get the ball rolling on opening up the next areas. But look, there it is. So there is the first piece of the zombie shield. So as I say, it spawns always in a rough sort of radius from the centre of this machine. So if in doubt, work your way outwards around the machine and you will find it. But the common spawn locations are here, here, in this room, usually there. So those are your key places to look first, just to save you all that running around. We'll clear some of these zombies down so we've got a little bit of breathing room. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to open the way to the next piece of the fuse, or the very first piece of the fuse, but it will be the very first step on getting our own Civil Protector. The Civil Protector is a fantastic little NPC which will fight for you. He will revive you and your allies if you fall down. I think he only does it once or twice though, so it is a rare use one, so be very, very careful, don't waste it. But it does cost 2,000 points per go, so do be aware of that when you are going to use it, because it does cost a lot of money. But now we're up here, we're up on the upper gangplanks, and there is our fuse. It can spawn there, it can also spawn on the edge of these banisters, down on the floor down there as well. Also, quite commonly, it has been known to spawn down here, and also here. But just so you know, little tip, this wave, wave 6 that we're on now, will always spawn flyers. And the flyers are relatively easy. Always make sure you've got a good load of space to run around in, because you can get easily overwhelmed in an inside space. And yes, they may not hurt entirely, but you get enough of them hitting you in the face, it's going to be a bad time. So keep yourself moving, keep yourself running around, and you shouldn't get overwhelmed too easily. And at the end of that wave, you'll always get a max ammo, which is fantastic. So we have our first fuse, and we have our first piece of the shield, so we're doing well. Now we're in a position to move around, but before we do, you'll notice this massive beam of light. This beam of light will always tell you where the mystery box is. So if you're ever in doubt and you're trying to suss out with the mystery box, you need to get a new item, you need to get a new weapon, look for the big glowing beam of light. But we're going to go back into the main area now and progress around to the next area. But just so you know, this is what you're looking for once you've got all the fuses. This is the Civil Protector Emergency Response Unit. You put 2,000 credits in there and it will summon him. But we don't need to worry about that just this second. But those bullets you've just seen there give us a nice power-up called Death Machine. Unlimited ammo for a short duration. Allows you to wreck anything that gets near you. And it's just great fun, so you can use it to clear down a wave in no time. Gives you that little bit of breathing room. I've not actually seen this spawning until a lot more recently. They seem to have increased the spawn rate of it. Not that I'm complaining, of course. But yeah, we don't want to be clearing all the waves right away. We want to just be doing enough to give us room to run around and to get enough points to continue around the next section. So let's open up our way ahead, shall we? So we're going to open this door here and we're going to activate the beast. We're going to use the beast to open this little path down here because that opens the way to the portal rooms for getting down into the basement, which, as you know, the basement is where we use the Pack-a-Punch machine once it's activated. We want to shock our Juggernog there and shock our little stairway up. That's pretty much all we do. Normally, we jump over there to get that item, but like I said, we're not doing the Pack-a-Punch in this one. This is just to let you know what to do. And if you were paying attention there, you'll have noticed we found our next shield piece already. He can spawn here, like he has done, there, resting on this little balustrade here, or sometimes on this little stool. So it's always best to, as I said before, have a check around you. But while we've got only the one zombie up, I can take you through and show you where the next fuse is. So we can just continue straight up these stairs and open this gate. All of the fuses are on catwalks like this. They spawn on these little pedestals, like this one has. Just like that. They can spawn there, next to this workbench, which is useful for making the zombie shield. Down on the floor like this, or even around by the benches. So it's always worth keeping an eye out. But that's the positioning for the second fuse, so we're off to a good start. So that's 2 fuses and 2 shield pieces, and we're only on wave 6, so we're already giving ourselves quite a nice advantage here. Normally, you'd have your other friends helping you do this, so you wouldn't be spending all your money on opening doorways and such, but as this is single player, it is all down to me. But now we make our way back to the main area, so we can head round to the Canal District and open our final fuse piece and final shield piece. There he is. So we're going to build up a few more points around here. But as you've noticed, these guys have now turned red, but we want to resist the urge to get these, because otherwise we're screwed. But look, see, it's starting to pulse, and he's become purple because we left him just long enough. So what did he give us? A Man of War. Nice little gun. So that's one of the higher end guns. It's a lot harder to get. So, and that was free. That didn't cost me anything. All I had to do was be patient. Let's test her out, shall we? Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. And the Man of War is fantastic for getting points because obviously it's multiple bullets, low impact. So they're not doing as much damage, so you can hit loads of times and get loads of points. So we can sprint past these zombies, give ourselves a little bit of breathing room. Oh, we got a daily done, that's always nice. But as I say, never sit still for too long. Because they have a tendency of popping up behind me and killing me and making me look really stupid when I'm trying to do these recordings. As you've noticed, I'm not going for headshots. I'm not trying to shoot him in the head. Because doing that just deprives me of points. See there, we've got 3,500 points, just like that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to be really cheeky and I'm going to grab myself a stamin-up because that's the next that's the next cola to always aim for because it gives you that increased speed as well as that increased stamina. It gives you a massive edge on getting around. But now we can open up this gate, and I'll show you the next stage for the beast. So we activate our beastie, we run through this little archway, and we'll zip up there right away. We can then shock that, so we activate our double tap machine, and we quickly bob down these stairs and shock that to open the little stairway, which is the way up. But now we get a little chance to have a little look around for our shield piece, which should be around near the box, as I said before. But looks like we'll have to do it the hard way as a human. So we go up the stairs like this. We have a little look around. We shoot that guy because he's annoying. It can appear here. It can appear on those two little bridge points. It can also appear in the chair. But sometimes it appears back in the other room. So we'll have to go back and have a look. We're going to rush past. There's the shield. We'll grab that. It appears on that little alleyway too. But we need to get downstairs very, very, very super quickly because we don't want to get maggoed in the face.
I'm not letting any of your heads.
So we're going to wait for the zombies to spawn. Get the points. Again, keeping moving is key. Oh, even better. The insta-kill doesn't actually work on the Magua, unfortunately. Would be nice, I know, but we can't win them all. We're going to quickly run up the stairs. Give us a little bit of room.
Over here. Not going down.
He nearly got us there, didn't he? There, we've killed off our Magua. And what he will drop is a heart. This is one of the pieces for the Apothecary Servant I was talking about earlier, the Wonder Gun. Makes your life a lot easier. The only issue is it does use up a weapon slot. So you are, unless you get the mule kick, you do end up kind of deprived of ammo, but it can be dealt with. It's easy enough to deal with once you get the hang of it. But let's grab a Juggernog so I don't get my ass handed to me every few seconds. And there we go, nice max ammo, just what we need. So we're going to go back to the Canal District so we can get the final piece of the fuse that we need. So, as before, we're going to go back up this stairwell, curl our way around. As I say before, the shield piece was right there, but it can spawn anywhere within this room, this little bridge section, or on this little stool over here. But now, we're going to get our fuse. So we open this doorway, and there she is. It can spawn there, on the barrel, on this box, on this little ledge, down here on the floor, all round here. So those are your three places. We now have all three fuses and all three shield pieces. So we're now in a really good position to get ourselves going. But we're not going to go killing off all the zombies yet. We're going to make our way down to a craft station, which there is luckily one right here. But we got to watch out for this little girl.
Hey, what can I tell you?
So you go to your crafting station. You press your F key if you're using a keyboard to activate it. Then you can pick it up. That's now on your back. You can press 2 to equip it. You can melee with it to push people back. Or you can press the click with it to charge forward and knock people over. So it's quite useful in that respect. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sit and farm a few more points. So that we can see about waiting and getting the purple little pods so we can get the Apothecary Servant, or I'll show you the Civil Protector. But we'll see how we do. This way though, we should be able to get loads of points, so. See, stopping every now and again just to take a little retreat. Just so you can see what's going on around you. It gives you an edge, you know, it gives you that ability to get things done without having to panic too much.
This won't hold, it never does.
Now we're going to move, because as I said before, you don't stand still for too long. We should have another purple one soon. See, this one's red, so by the next phase, we should be having a few more purples on the map, so we can go and harvest them. There, we've got our 2,000 points as well. So, on the next wave, we will summon our little civil protector. See, that hit me there, but it wouldn't damage me because I turned my back to her, because I have the shield on my back, so that's what makes it so very useful. Well, we can repair that. That's an extra few points right there, isn't it?
Jackie V claims that a minor
Right, so we're on wave 10, and we've got the shield, and we've got the civil protector. So what we'll do, as I said before, we've got to get down to the basement now, so we can actually activate it. We have to put the fuses in the box. But we're going to grab this nice little purple thing here. That's going to give us a bootlegger. We don't actually really want that. Bootlegger isn't a particularly good gun, in all honesty, so we're going to stand here in this nice alleyway, take down these balls. Because there's no way for it to come from behind us, so it's a good little choke point. So we're going to sit here and get rid of them all. It saves us a lot of hassle. And again, at the end of those specialist waves, you will always get a nice bit of ammo.
Well, that's good.
So if you noticed before, in the Canal District, I came open and tried to open this door but couldn't. So I'm going to go and do that now, because what it will mean is it will mean that we can go and get our civil protector. Our little robo buddy that can help us out. So we activate, we then run all the way around here, we drop down, and we open this up. For the sake of argument, we'll break that, just because it's fun. But that's all we really need to do right now, so we can return to our post.
Not going down without
And
a fight,
oh,
huh?
there's our Magua.
You got my wife beat. She only has 2 faces.
But we're not actually going to bother fighting him right now. We're going to grab this insta-kill.
I got a feeling Jackie V's about to
See,
put a hurtin' on
the extra
this
speed
place
makes
I
all the
see.
difference in being able to keep mobile. Being able to keep yourself away from zombies without getting beat up is always a bonus.
Go back to the hell where you came from. Back off. I'm the one asking the questions.
Right, so we dash around. So we're not really that interested in clearing the waves just yet. No, we're going to focus on getting our little civil protector buddy and getting some points. So you open the portal, it will then teleport you to the basement, which is the room before the Pack-a-Punch. But we're not bothered with that. We're going to clear these guys away again.
I'm guessing you are.
And we're going to activate the beast. Because what we're going to do with that is we're going to go up these stairs, shock that, and if we're quick we can dash all the way back down and activate the Widow's Wail, but we're not actually going to use that. The Widow's Wail is a nice little perk you can get which will summon webs when you get hit, and they will freeze the zombie on the spot and basically make the zombie's day all nice and difficult for him, you know. But we're not all that bothered about that right now. We're going to ignore that. We're going to go upstairs and we're going to get our little protector buddy to come and look after us. So we dash around these guys. You've got to be super quick on your feet at this point in the game, otherwise you are going to have a bad time. But you go there. Oh, we forgot to put the fuse in because we're stupid. Let's go and do that, shall we?
You fucking goons think you can intimidate me?
Alright, let's get back down and I'll show you where you actually put the fuses in. So you go over here. Bam, and there go your fuses. You put those in, that's activated the power for the civil protector units, which is really, really super useful. So now we can use our little warp portal to get back outside, sneak around these guys, and go and get our buddy.
Any of your heads take a bite out of me.
Luckily, because we've been running around in circles a bit, it means that the zombies will be all over the place, so they won't be too grouped up. So we've got time to summon that, and lo and behold, here he comes. He did the Superman drop because, you know, that's how it's got to be.
Even gonna bother
He will help you fight the Magua. He will help you with everything, really. So he's actually a really solid investment. But luckily, because we've got the speed and we've got the Juggernog, we're a lot more survivable. We have our shield already, so it makes our life that much easier. Ah, you missed. And there, Magua's down. Problem solved. And a nice max ammo. So we're now in a much better position. You'll see that he will now be helping us fight. He'll be shooting anything that gets close to us, and if I were to go down without that revive perk up, he would get me straight back up, so it makes things much, much easier for us. But that pretty much covers all of the basics. I mean, all we've got to do now is survive a few more waves so we can get the purple. Hey there guys, hope you enjoyed that little zombie survival guide / tutorial. If you do like it, feel free to let me know if it's something that you're interested in, or is there any questions of stuff that you want to know how to do. I will be releasing further videos, hopefully covering the elemental sword, and getting to the point where I actually show you the apothecary servant, but that does cover the basics. There is one more little sneaky little tip I'm going to show you, which I'll tack onto the end of this video for you. Hey guys, this is a little bonus thing you can do if you like a bit of a challenge in Call of Duty Zombies. You grab the RK5 and see he's up there. You shoot him and look, we've skipped to wave 5. But that's not enough for us hardcore motherfuckers. We're going to keep doing it. Wave 10, just like that. Got to keep going. One more time should do it. And there we go, wave 15, just like that. And we get 16,000 points to spend. So what you can do, if you're quick, is you can make them count by rushing your way out here. Opening that. Opening that. Only problem is you're not going to have any weapons. That's why this is a lot harder. And there we go. But now we've got to be quick. Grab the revive. And this is where knowing the bottles comes in handy. But now we're back up again. We can sprint around these. See, as you can see, this is a lot harder because you have nothing. You have nothing at all. But that's it. If you do like the challenge, I'm not going to obviously go into any detail, but if you like the challenge, you can skip ahead in the waves if that's something you're interested in. But thanks for tuning in on this little zombie guide survival. If you liked it, great. That's awesome. If not, feel free to share any advice or any tips you've got for ways I can make these videos a bit more fun for you guys. But as always, thanks for joining me for this one, and I hope to see you again